Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
This episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere with Hulu Plus on your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Shows like Family Guy, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Scandal, and more. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS or click the banner on our website. That's huluplus.com/TMOS. Timpani, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hello.
Hello, boys. If you'll allow me just a second, I got a thing I want to share with everybody, and then we can get on with the real show.
No
Okay?
problem. A thing about a thing.
Get heavy every now and then, and I think it's one of those days where I want to get a little heavy. So hear me out, and then we'll get rolling, okay?
All right. Got it.
It's been 13 years since I was sitting at a Brooklyn diner in Manhattan, and a frazzled waitress apologized for the slow service by telling me that her mother worked in one of the buildings next to the towers. That was my introduction to the nightmare. And over the next days, I, like all Americans, would come to realize that we live on a very small planet now, and on this planet, there are people who hate us and want to destroy Americans and their way of life. 13 years later, we're still facing that hatred, and it seems that nothing we have done has dampened the evil that exists in certain parts of the world and is directed at the United States and other people from many different countries. While the world seems simpler when my father's generation, labeled the greatest by so many, took on the evil challenges of their day, one thing that they did that we can't seem to do is pull together. We have a common enemy now, ISIS, and most of us think we should take them on sooner than later. Everybody seems to agree that this evil needs to be stopped. But last night I watched as the president outlined his plan to deal with this threat, and then was picked apart from all sides. I wondered as I watched the same old partisan bickering whether we will ever be strong enough to take on any threat, since we seem to be more obsessed with our differences than ever before. On this, the anniversary of the greatest attack on American soil, I think we all need to make a better effort to be Americans and to stop hating each other so much, so we can confront the real dangers that face us in what has become a very dangerous place. I don't care what political team you play for. There's so much blame to go around when you look at the mistakes that our leaders have made over the years. Picking sides and slamming the other team can only get you so far. The bottom line is that we have real barbarians at the gate, and they could care less about who gets elected. We owe it to the memories of all who died on 9/11 and all of the brave soldiers who have died since to really rally around the flag during this particular moment. I'm not talking about blind loyalty. I'm talking about a brief moment to put our differences on the back burner and remember that we all live in the same country and we have an enemy to deal with. We can get back to our partisan football game eventually. But history has shown us that we are at our best as a country when we unite for a common goal. Right now, that goal could not be more clear. ISIS. If you have a TV or a computer or you've seen anything on social media, you've seen who they are. They've shown us who they are. They like to show us who they are. And we know that they have to be eliminated. This is a very sacred day for me and for many Americans. On this anniversary of the attacks, we should all take a moment to remember those who were lost, and during that moment of reflection, maybe we should all take a moment to ask ourselves these questions. Am I being the best American I can be? Am I putting the good of my country first? And could I do more to understand my fellow Americans who might disagree with me? Now, there's no doubt in my mind that we are stronger as a country when we find our common ground. And I don't think there is any day when that common ground should be easier to find than today. Thanks for listening to that. And before we begin the real show, a moment of silence for all of the people who lost their lives 13 years ago on Tuesday, September 11th, 2001.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? You laughing now? You got leads. Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out.
The leads are weak.
The leads are weak. The f***ing leads are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
You. That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name. A, B, C. A, always B, B, C, closing. Always be closing. Always be closing. Get out there. You got the prospects coming in. You think they came in to get out of the rain? A guy don't walk on the lot lest he wants to buy. They're sitting out there waiting to give you their money. Are you gonna take it? Are you man enough to take it?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Cabby Viper Studios, heard worldwide. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are powered by
Thank you for that
Encore.
open mic. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Good.
But thank you.
Well,
I think you
I,
said what a lot of us have on our mind.
Got a little motivated, and I figured, with the anniversary and with the talk last night and with ISIS, maybe a good time to talk about it. We are powered by Encore Insurance Services with over 25 million downloads. Heard daily at MikeO'MaraShow.com and exclusively over the air on the mighty 1630 KCJJ in the heart of the heartland. Go Hawks!
Yeah.
The Mike O'Mara Show is a daily podcast and radio show with the greatest listeners on the planet. Why?
Why is this, Mike? Why is this?
Because they get it. Our show today is brought to you by Harry's. I want to thank everybody that sent me little messages about how much they're loving Harry's, and you're getting all sorts of shave equipment all across the country. You're getting your razors, you're getting your blades, you're getting your shave cream, and you're letting us know about it, and we do appreciate it. Shaving does suck. You get razor burn, all that nasty stuff. Enter Harry's. Harry's.com, everybody. They make their own blades in their own German factory, crafted by shaving experts. The result is blades that respect your face and your wallet, because they are a value. On average, you will save $150 a year just by using Harry's instead of other lousy blades. I've seen the setups,
Oh, I know.
I realize with the drugstore blades, what they do, you go into a drugstore and you see the display centers for some of these razors. That's where their money's not
like
going,
a
not
vault.
to your face.
Mike, and not just your face. I want you to take a moment. Look at my
Yes.
head. Do you know
Yes.
this morning it was like getting 1,000 butterfly kisses when I shaved my head?
That man is lying.
No,
Anyway.
it was great.
All right, let me tell them about the deal. Check this starter set out. $15. You get the razor, moisturizing shave cream, and 3 razor blades brought right to your door. And listen to this. If you go to Harry's.com right now, Harry's will give you $5 off your first purchase. That means your whole expenditure, $10 for the greatest razors in the world.
Magnificent.
Make sure you type in our code TMOS. That's HARRYS.com and enter coupon code TMOS at checkout for this limited time offer and start shaving better today. Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. It is so strange when I jump out of my comfort zone. I
do you
get
mean?
nervous. I get nervous like I am a kid in a school play, but I was sitting here this morning and I just got motivated to last night when I was watching the president talk about the plans and the strategy for dealing with ISIS. And by the way, there are a lot of people that are on the other side of me politically that are saying, why is he revealing the strategy? And he's revealing the strategy because they say reveal the strategy. And I get concerned about that as well. I'm like, why are we telling you? Just go do it.
Well, he didn't say anything people didn't really think about.
No, he didn't give dates or times.
We've been
still creeps me out a little
since 2 weeks ago.
And also,
anything more
still
bombs
creeps
were going to come?
And you're
it
not
still creeps me. It's like we're giving him a heads up.
No,
I feel
you're
like
assuming that he's also telling the truth. Maybe it's a trick.
Maybe
we've already got something
our
planned.
second Iran-Contra affair.
Yeah.
So I just was maybe it's because it was a combination of circumstances. It was the president talking about ISIS last night. Then it was the anniversary of 9/11 this morning.
Right.
And then it was seeing Tom Brokaw, the author of The Greatest Generation,
Yes.
on the Today Show. And then I started thinking about my father. And I thought about the fact that, there's been evil in the world forever. I mean, we've always had evil.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And some would say, well, it was much more clear-cut back in the day. No, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, they had less information back in the day.
True.
The people had to go on what the government and what the media told them much more so back in the day.
Mussolini was
Hitler
a slippery fella.
Yeah. Don't you think, though, that nowadays we know more about Hitler and Mussolini and Stalin now than the average citizen probably did back in World War II?
It would have been different.
We came together, though.
It would have been different if in about 1939, if Hitler had a Facebook page. And you would have gone on there and you would have clicked his likes. You say, "Oh my God, this is what this guy's into.
A monster.
He's horrible. Look at these horrible pictures."
And he draws.
Now, do you mean as an artist or a crowd?
He was a wannabe artist.
Well, he was. Yeah, he was.
That paper hanger. That's what Patton called him in the movie. That
Paper hanger. So
but I thought about it, and look, and as I said, not blind loyalty. That's what I said in the statement. I'm not talking about that.
Right.
I'm just saying now, pretty obvious who the bad guys are. Pretty obvious that they're out to get us, and they're going to get us any way they can. And
I wish they didn't wear
sometimes
those costumes. We could actually see them.
Yeah.
You mean the masks and stuff like that?
No, Mike, they're costumes.
Costumes.
Yeah.
Right.
Today
Exactly.
they're dressed up as cowboys, and tomorrow as hobos.
Oh, like the Cobra Commander costume.
YMCA and all that wonderful stuff.
But Mike, you talk about being out of your comfort zone. I've worked with you a long time, and I came in today, and you were exceptionally keyed up. And I knew even before you announced that you were going to do something in the pre-show, something was up. And I could tell you were a little worked up about this one.
It was a beautiful statement.
Yeah, you were yelling at the internet for about 5 minutes before we really got into things.
I took it all out. All my tension I took out on Rofo setting up our lineup.
It was a great show.
Well, Rofo, once we're doing the FanDuel thing, and Rofo was just like, the league I want to join is the 50-50. That's got our best chance of winning something. And I'm like, that's not the attitude. You go for it all, baby.
Yeah.
You go for the mother load. You go for the big prize.
Does this man
Come
look
on.
like he goes for it all?
No,
well,
he
it
doesn't,
depends
no.
if it's a buffet.
That is not right.
That is really, I withdraw the remark.
Okay.
3 plates at the minimum.
You jerk.
Too soon.
He's actually he's going for it all with his career in radio/podcast.
This is true.
So you got to give him that credit.
Yeah.
He's in the win column. He's got much initiative. We truly like that.
We had a private conversation about you this week,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
We won't be needing you.
Well, it's been a good run. I wish you the best.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
Keep up the hard work.
The one thing that I didn't mention to you, Rofo, this week,
Yes.
I'm a spokesperson for FanDuel.
Of course.
And I love FanDuel, and I'm on FanDuel. But I just want you, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but imagine the commercial I will deliver for FanDuel if I happen to finish not in the money. I've done that before.
Sure.
But in the big money.
Mm-hmm.
If I finish in the big money.
You want to be Chris Prince, Mike?
Big money.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Your
something very,
face
very
on the
special.
homepage.
Exactly.
Yes.
Could
you imagine? Everyone is saying, and this guy, Mike O'Mara from Washington, D.C., won $675,000 playing FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
And then I come on this very show and I'd say, told you! All right, enough of this tomfoolery and hijinks because we forgot to do it at the beginning, but we haven't forgotten. It's Thursday, and that means, of course, it is all about you,
Mike, there's a new theme this week.
Really? What is it?
This is the new theme to It's All About You.
Oh, let's listen.
I think you're going to enjoy this. It really captures a flavor.
That's better. Is that Adele?
It's an ad for Korean Airlines.
We'll take it.
It's all about you.
I love
tighter,
it, yeah.
brighter for your listening pleasure. Happy Thursday, everybody. Now, Rob Spiewak shoehorned this birthday in at the very last second, and I want to know why. This is Alethea Sanders we're saying happy birthday to, and I want to do, Rob, why did it come so late? What was the deal? You're a friend of hers. You love that woman.
The message came in this morning, and as you know, the birthdays are submitted day before. But
so
luckily,
Alethea, was this Alethea sending it in? She didn't
yes, it
send
was.
it in.
She did.
She sent her own request
She
in?
did indeed.
That's
yeah.
messed up.
Well, she's not a tardy person. She's normally all over it.
I know, and you know what? Next year she'll do better.
Well, Alethea, I know this is just Mike speaking here. I hope that you have the best birthday
Stop it! Stop
in the
it.
whole wide
Stop
world.
it.
Anyway, William Parsons just turned 36 and would like to hear some White Album Beatles for his special day. Okay, play Helter Skelter.
No, it's not what he wanted. He wanted to hear this as the theme for the birthdays today. This is his favorite Beatles song.
I'm so tired. Really? That's what he wanted to hear?
Odd choice, right?
It's a depressing Beatles song.
I know.
I'm so tired. Yeah. All right, I'm not. Anyway, John
Wait.
Stafford.
There's a hit song called "I'm So Tired."
Listen up. Start it from the beginning so Oscar can hear it. He probably doesn't remember it.
Remember it?
I've never heard it.
This is the theme for Mike O'Mara when he did morning shows.
What it is, Mike, is, and then Mike O'Mara turned to Kirk and he said,
So tired. Where is the McDonald's? Do they serve ice cream early so I can stay awake? The only man you'll ever know. How do you stay awake, Mr. O'Mara? Ice cream!
ice cream, Mike, and remember, in an elementary school parking lot.
Yes. Who's that pedophile eating the vanilla cone over there?
4 doors.
John Stafford of Corpus Christi, Texas says, happy 6th birthday to his daughter Alexandra.
Yes.
And we say a happy 46th to John. Get a big cake because everything's bigger in Texas.
Am I right?
Yeah, wonderful. You're right. Rowan Bruton of Mobile, Alabama turns 13 this week. He'll be smoking cigarettes before you know it. Is that you, Rob?
He's
Did you
growing
write
up,
that?
yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, September 9th marked the 25th wedding anniversary of Barb and Chuck Moody.
Yeah! That's
The Moody's!
That's the silver anniversary,
Hi
Mike.
to Hush Puppies.
That's right.
Did they send that in, or did you see that online and decide to put it in there?
Charles sent it in.
Oh, what a nice
Charles
husband.
Moody.
What a nice husband.
Barb and Chuck, here's to 25 more years of moodiness. And, of course,
love
that
them both.
continued state of mild inebriation
I
that
love
you two
them
enjoy
both, dear.
all the time.
I'd hate to choose a favorite.
You know,
of the
there are
two.
times that I look at my parents and I love them dearly, but I wish they were Barb and Chuck because they
Right.
sound like they have so much fun.
Yeah.
Well,
all
just
the
remember
time.
the Moody's mantra, as I like to call it, the Moody's mantra, it's always cocktail hour.
It is.
Anyway, that's it.
And don't let your daughter date Pony.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Leah Robalato
Exactly.
Bass. So it's a 3-name person.
It
So
is.
You know what? Always the 3-name people have the name in the middle that's Johnson. You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
feel ya.
okay,
Yeah.
Leah, me. She keeps it tight. That's good.
That is
Brings
good.
the funny and has never needed a pep talk. Well, you're getting one now. You don't need the 3rd name.
Yeah, but isn't the 3rd name, and I could be wrong, you may know this already, and
Okay.
I might be wrong. Isn't the 3rd name just their real maiden name?
It can be.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's usually the case.
I feel like
You know what
all-
it is to me? Usually it is a maiden name. Now, I don't
Yes.
even know if that's the case with Leah Robalato Bass, but I will say this, that usually when you see the 3 names, it is like Christy. This is my name before I met my husband, who I might leave someday.
Yes.
His name is Johnson.
Yeah.
That's the way I interpret it every time I see that, you know? So anyway, Leah Robalato Bass, keep it tight, baby, and keep up the funny. Happy birthday to Amanda Kuda Swavey
Exactly.
of Bridgeport, Connecticut, who got a bonus show subscription for her birthday.
Aw.
Amanda Kuda Swavey.
Sweet. Now that
Is it
name,
Amanda?
big
Is it
winner.
Amanda Kuda Swavey or is it Amanda Kuda Swavey?
No, another 3-named person. But she
Amanda
got a bonus subscription, and that's great.
Kuda Swavey. That's great.
Has
Sean
your
A.
wife
McGuire.
changed her name on her license yet?
Yes. As a matter of fact, she
Does
has.
it have her maiden name in the middle?
I don't believe so. I believe it's her middle name. And I know that for a fact because we...
Big win, big win, big win, big
we
win.
just got, because she's got a big old power of attorney for me this week.
That's nice.
She's up north taking care of some business for me, and she's got a 3 name.
That can get dangerous.
Yeah, lawsuits
Yes,
left and right.
Oscar, I knew you'd ask that, and it's just remember, it's only for that particular transaction. All right, thank you very much.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Here's a good guy, Sean McGuire.
Yes.
Sean A. McGuire, the big 5-0. How about you, Sean? I like Sean. Cesar Felix is now 41. Damn, that's old. Aloha and happy birthday to Amber Baldwin, the toast of Missoula, Montana. And, of course, all our best to Molly Warrener. Happy birthday and cheers to you. Now let's get right to the letters on It's All About You. First off, love you guys. I'm in the IT field, and I had a client the other day that needed some malware removed from her laptop. I cleaned it out and got on the horn with her to reconfigure her bookmarks in Chrome, one of which was Amazon.com. I said to myself, wait a minute. What a great idea. You guessed it. I set her Amazon homepage to you guys. Yay! Please don't lose your relationship with Amazon.com or I may lose my job. Also, if your reports from Amazon come back with a lot of elderly lady items being purchased from your link, you can send the credit my way. Cheers to Kareem. Last name withheld. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Dear Mike, Rob, Oscar, Ponyboy, and the rest of the TMOS gang, I'm typically just a listener, not a caller, emailer, or Facebooker. That said, let me just say, Sleep Number Bed, Harry's Razors, and Amazon.com via the TMOS website.
Very nice.
Last week, I got laid off from my government contractor job. To keep my spirits up, I simply think of your brutal layoff. Not because your pain is funny, unless you want it to be, of course, but because it has led to better things. This is by far your best work, and your personal transformation has changed me. I used to be an occasional listener on WAVA and JFK, but now I download and listen to your podcast daily. If Mike can make lemonade, then I can too. Yeah!
Absolutely.
There you go. Friday, September 12th is my birthday. I will be turning 37, and I can see the light at the end of my douchebag tunnel. I don't need to be cheered up because your show has already done that for me. If you do have time, I could use some money-saving tips from the Squire, Jack Kent Cook. Well, for God's sakes, if you've been laid off, make sure that you don't spend, boy. Thank you. Keep bringing the funny, don't get happy, and S.A.D. Stephen Robinson, and he is a good guy. Thank you very much for that. Moving right along from Vienna. Oh, Stephen is from Vienna.
Exactly.
Alice Allen McKnight writes, I just submitted an order on Amazon via TMOS so big that they called to verify it wasn't fake.
Oh, wow.
Keep up the good work, boys.
Yes.
And the next letter, Dear fellers, I'm listening to Monday's show and enjoying Brian Butterfield's visits. If you would like to blow Mike's mind, point out that the actor who portrays Brian Butterfield was in Guardians of the Galaxy, Peter Serafinowicz. Or Serafinowicz.
I think it's Serafinowicz.
Serafinowicz. He's the member of the Nova Corps who sacrificed himself, keeping the ship from crashing in the end. So he's the guy where they form that web around the Death Star thing.
I can see the face.
Mike, the special effects were incredible.
Incredible. Your friend and useless movie trivia, Lee Ann Terry. Thank you. And moving right along, Tony Galley writes, my wife and I watched Rosemary's Baby for the first time last night.
Oh, hold on.
This is making me laugh already. Until now, my only experience was the absurdly dramatic climax to the film that gets the show open treatment every once in a while. The one that makes Rob and I laugh inappropriately. I could pretty much recite it word for word without ever seeing it. In fact, every line Ruth Gordon delivered in the body of the film reminded me that her big contribution would be, of all the girls in all the world, he chose you. When the final reveal of the film hit, I was surprised that we never got to see the baby. They never showed his creepy hands and feet, which were his father's, by the way.
So true.
I couldn't compare his demon eyes to the guys to see if they really were normal. Despite these omissions, I enjoyed picking out the people that belonged to voices that I knew and loved. Hey, we made somebody enjoy a movie.
That's cool.
I laughed at the scene because of you guys. Thanks for making sitting through that mess worth it. Love you guys, Tony. P.S. Remember, of all the podcasts in all the world, I chose you. And our final letter comes from Jason. He writes, Dear Rob's Bag.
Yes.
I went to that whorehouse outside of Reno.
Jesus.
You know, to support the show. Upon checkout,
Upon checkout, I entered the TMOS code. No discounts, no bonuses, nothing. What gives? Yours, Jason. Thank you very much. Start the show.
Well, we've already started the show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We started the show. So now we have to take a break and come back with more commercials because that's what pays the light bill. We'll do that. I'm all discombobulated. And this portion of our program is brought to you by Encore Insurance Services. I know it. The time to buy insurance is right now. We want you to do it. Don't worry. Encore Insurance will help you. They survey the most highly rated companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. They do all the work. You don't have to. It's free. There is no obligation. No salesman will visit you. Here's what I want you to do. Call this number, 866-347-5748, to get a free life insurance quote. Or you can visit smartterm.com. That's where you'll find the license, disclaimer, and quality customer service. Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Stop paying too much for life insurance, okay?
Okay.
Protect your family the smart way at smartterm.com.
This week on the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
The watch and the phones are cool, but what's really going to revolutionize the way we do business and the way we work with currency is Apple Pay.
Yes.
Now, Apple Pay, stop right there, is
For one
something
thing,
that I saw.
It sounds like pig Latin.
Apple Pay.
It actually means papple.
Apple Pay. Apple Pay. Unsumer K Ipoff Ray.
That's right. Antennas say
I
in pay
work with
or
a bunch of idiots.
Apple Ray.
The Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Because 5 hours a week just ain't enough. Always available at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Bonus.
You know, I watched something online the other day that is one of my favorites, mean tweets on the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
That is
it's
a great bet.
Oh, my God. And the one with Sofia Vergara at the end really he is so funny. You can get to see him on Hulu Plus. They've got all my favorite shows like Jimmy Kimmel Live, Saturday Night Live, America's Got Talent, plus every episode of shows like Everybody Loves Raymond, Kitchen Nightmares, and Hulu Plus allows me and my busy schedule to keep up with the Kardashians. Now, that is a lie. I do not watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Got to keep up.
I watch Jimmy Kimmel and I watch Saturday Night Live on Hulu Plus, but I do not watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I keep up with them on Hulu
I
Plus.
wrote the copy for Oscar. I
Did
don't
you
know how that mistake
they
happened.
went to Greece and Thailand?
Yeah, they went to
I will
Greece.
have, in news you may not need today, I will have a stunning tribute from Rolling Stone to the Kardashians.
Nice.
And you know I love it when those smart guy writers who can speak better than me, when they tear them up. I love it, I love it. You won't believe all the original content exclusive to Hulu Plus. Check out last summer's breakout hit, Quick Draw, an outrageous, fully improvised comedy set in the Old West. And Hulu Plus is the only place you'll find the second season of East Loss High, full of love, sizzling sex, and betrayal. The first season is now streaming.
Yeah.
And starting this month, South Park's full archive and even new episodes exclusive to Hulu Plus. For only $7.99 a month, you get all these shows, so many more, anytime, anywhere. But right now, I'm offering you a 2-week free trial when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS. That's a whole extra week free. Make sure that you use huluplus.com/TMOS so you get the deal and so that they know that we sent you. huluplus.com/TMOS.
Nice.
Whew. All right, welcome back to the show. Can we start now?
Yeah, let's
Can we
do
start
it.
the show now, for the love of God?
If you want.
Anyway,
Let's start.
you know, it is a solemn day, and I'm glad that everybody takes a minute and reflects on it, because the further we get away from something like that, my God, we're going to have there are 10-year-olds that are rolling around right now, and there are 12-year-olds rolling around that weren't alive when this happened, and.
I know.
I have a trigger when I watch news footage, and the trigger was I don't know whether it's local news, national news. Something came on the magic box, and it was the fire trucks covered with dust, and that is the memory that I take away when we were in New York for that week of the attacks. And towards the end of the week, if you would be eating, for some reason, a lot of people were eating outdoors at the restaurants, and when the trucks would go by with the firefighters covered in dust, everybody would stand up and applaud for them when they were down dealing with this thing. But I remember the fire trucks. That's what I didn't know that until yesterday, that's probably my trigger, my takeaway from that is remembering those terrible scenes and the sirens, Rob. Do you remember the sirens? Just morning,
I've
noon,
told this.
and
I know
night.
I've told this before, but if it really kind of explains what it did to the city of New York, is I spent It's weird. I remember very much. I spent that time watching ABC and Peter Jennings. Don't know why. That's where I landed, but that was my source. And there was one night, like the second night, I just couldn't take it anymore. We were in New York City, and I said, I need to get out and clear my head. And I left the hotel, and I walked to Times Square. The city was so deserted. This is Times Square. I sneezed, and it echoed.
Wow.
I mean, that's how empty Times Square was.
Yeah,
And,
the weird things
it
happen
was
to all
just
of us
so
down there.
weird.
The night of the event, you were with me, Rob, when we walked across to, I think it was the Essex House, right, where we walked to the lounge.
Exactly.
After being on the air for about 7.5 hours, and we walk across the street, and, shocker, I might have required a cocktail.
I think we all did, Mike.
And so we went across, and another memory I have is this lady, and she, I think, was from Texas.
Sounds about
and
right.
she had ordered, as we were walking in, she was having delivered to her this big, like, strawberry shortcake gooey dessert. Do you remember that?
I do.
And for some reason, I didn't get in her kitchen or anything like that, but if for some reason I just looked at it after we've been on the air all day with this crap and just going, how could anyone? I understand everybody's got to eat. You got to grab a little bite to eat here, but having the giant gooey dessert to me was just foreign. And then about 20 minutes later, I guess their party expanded and they wanted to move over to our area. They wanted to take some of our chairs. And remember, I was so pissed off, I turned them down.
Yeah.
I said, no, these are taken.
Yeah, we have people coming. We have people coming.
It's just a weird night. And then you guys, once again, Mr. O'Mara never wanting the party to end, one by one, you guys peeled off to your hotel until I was the last one there, and I paid the check. I think I went back up to my room for maybe 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And, Rob mentions, he had to get out. I had to get out that night. I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand being in the hotel room, and I just felt compelled on that Tuesday night to what ended up walking down to Ground Zero. And I still don't know how I did. Yeah, I guess I know how I glug.
You
That's
were
how I
fueled.
did it
You
at
were
the
fueled.
time.
And
Walking through neighborhoods you would just not walk through on my way down there. It was I don't know, 60 blocks or some ridiculous amount of walking that I did. And I got down there and there was a perimeter, and I said, I want to volunteer, thinking, probably unclearly at that particular time, like anybody off the street could volunteer, but I was thinking you could. And a white shirt, that means a police, lieutenant or officer of some kind, actually turned me away. And I think his line was something like, "We've got 10,000 professionals, sir. We don't need you, but thank you for the effort." And then I turned around and I walked 60 blocks back, and that was it. And then it just it was a week that was surreal. I mean, everything changed. Everything changed about how we look at the world and how we feel about everything. And
changed so fast.
When I reflect
So
on
fast.
it, I reflect on, and that's why I said that in the opening of the show. I reflect on the way we bicker now politically, and how divisive we are, and how everybody's an enemy. And we got them. They're still out there. There's still these bastards out there that are trying to bring us down. And this is a time we got to throw that out the window. But I don't know if anybody will ever listen to it.
It's scary. That was a moment that for a week or so, we really did feel like a cohesive unit as a nation. And, I remember a similar feeling the day after President Obama was elected and the day after he was inaugurated. I thought, oh, my God, you know what? This is a time, a moment when we can pull together. But it always seems to be so short-lived.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
Sad.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. And
because it's this SC winner take all attitude.
Yeah.
That
I agree.
A lot of us have personally in our lives.
Hyper competitive, wouldn't you say, Oscar?
And on their level, then they're just a couple miles from here. When they're on the Hill or you're in that White House, there's no hey, we kind of won. How about everybody wins? It's no. We have to win. Nobody else wins.
No, and they're not looking at the country winning. And what a lot of people don't realize, and I wish they would, when part of the country, when one particular belief system wins or sees themselves as the winner outright, it's actually a loss for the country because it's more divisive.
I
and
remember
you need to put that win
one
on the back burner.
One of the things I talked about, and I think it was the first W election, I always said this, and I feel like we've lost a little sight of it. The inauguration ceremony, and God knows I'll watch it on television from now on. I'll never go to one because it was such a cluster F. But watching it on TV,
one inauguration is enough.
Even if it's not my team, I always say to myself, you know what? I always found it almost emotional because of the peaceful transition of power that exists in our country. And you say to yourself, okay, might have disagreed with this guy politically, but this is a beautiful moment. This is when one team is transferring power over to another team in some cases. And I just think now, and I'll mention names. Specifically last night, I was watching CNN, and I was watching a little Fox as well. And you have the senators, both Cruz and McCain, who are coming on, and they're saying, yeah, well, what he said, I'm glad he said this, but then they just went right into it about what he should have done. McCain in particular talking about what he should have done, what he should have done, what he should have done. And then you have Obama, who looked to me when I watched the speech last night like a man who has just been pummeled.
Yeah.
He looks like he's worn out. He does. And I said, man, I wish we had
someone else.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if the president came out and said that, and then you had everybody going, yes, we should do this. Common enemy. We have a common enemy.
Yep.
We have a common enemy, and it would be nice to see everybody pull together. But, Oscar's right, man. Winner take all, like in everything now, you know, and I don't know if it's going to change. It's just, I have a bulletin for people. You know what? We don't have that attitude anymore on this show.
Oh, no.
And we are happy for it. We are happy that we live, we let live, we like to be funny, we like to be successful. We're still competitive guys, but at the same time, we've backed away from, anybody that's doing what we do. And I'm the biggest guilty party of anybody. You guys weren't. I was. And I've been so much happier since I've changed that attitude in my life. And I wish that that would just be everywhere. I wish it would permeate our society a little bit more. And not just because I want everybody to be walking through the fields of daisies, but maybe because if we do that, don't you think we'll have a better shot at taking care of these bastards a little quicker and eliminating the threat to the United States? And mark my words, there is a threat to the United States.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid. I'm afraid for my son. I'm afraid for my daughters.
Let me ask you a question about what you said about Obama looking like a man who is beaten down, and he did look that way. If you can take the fact out that he is the president and he is our figurehead and he is the guy that we have to look to, he is just a man. Can you blame him? Because it seems that we have been more divisive in the last 2 terms for him than we have been in years.
No,
I will tell you
this.
this.
Put some makeup on there and get a shot of 5-Hour Energy and pretend like you own the joint.
All right.
Oscar's advocating the showbiz philosophy.
Look at Slick Willie. Slick Willie. He porked that pig. And then he walked out there like he was the president of the United States, and he lied to all of us.
It's
but
funny.
We all wanted to believe him.
This echoes exactly what McCain said last night. He said,
"Look at Slick Willie porking that pig."
But remember, he'd get out there and he'd look like $1 million. He'd be like,
he still does.
What really is sex?
But
you know what?
Let's define that.
But if you go back, you know what? Who had a really bad end of term? Carter. Carter looked like he aged 70 years during his presidency.
Well, I agree with Oscar, and I disagree with Oscar. On one hand, I don't think that anybody has gone through the pummeling that this president has gone through. But you know what? People on the other side will say, oh, they've all gone through it. And then when I say that, even with that said, what is the job other than putting up the good front? That's what these guys do. They're all put upon.
True.
One way or another. They're all put upon. They all should do that. But I've never seen, in my memory, and you correct me if I'm wrong, have you guys ever seen the football game played this way? Where where there's not even, there used to be, whether it was Bush, Reagan, Clinton, the former Bush, there used to be a chance that you would have the opposition come out and say, I liked what he had to say. It wasn't always so automatic where you knew that. And I'll tell you something, when I watched the president, whether it be a Republican or a Democrat, in a situation like this, when he's talking about how to deal with the people that want to chop our heads off, I want to come back after that speech and hear everybody say, I liked what he had to say. Go USA.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see that? They've completely
nice.
lost sight.
Now
You know
with
what's
the November
really,
elections coming around.
it's just, maybe that's what it is, and, Ted Cruz was on Fox talking about the Clinton-Obama policy, and, Megyn Kelly called him on it and said, why are you saying the Clinton-Obama? Come on. Why do you think he's saying that? Because he's going to run against Hillary Clinton. That's why he's saying that.
No
I mean, it was
one's
so
gonna
transparent.
lose to cankles. All these ovaries are going to go out and vote. I'm telling you. It's too late. It's too late.
Thanks, Oscar, for keeping it light. That's awesome.
Remember, Mike, he porked that pig.
Vote your ovaries. Clinton,
ovary.
2016. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with more fun and more thrills. We'll lighten up a little bit on the Mike O'Mara Show. All right, it's pep talk time. Rofo, get on that microphone right now. I want to talk to you, and I want to talk to you about our team. Now, are you busily putting our lineup in for FanDuel this week?
Absolutely. I have a couple ready to go.
We're in a we're in a league.
Doesn't this man sound put upon?
Now we're talking about FanDuel.com.
He's
now
like
listen.
the end of his second term.
Can I tell you about my hero? He's Chris Prince of Detroit, and he won. I think Rob said Chris Pine before. That's the actor.
He said Chris Prince. He said
Chris
it.
Prince?
Yeah, he said
okay,
it.
Chris Prince. Sorry, maybe I said Chris Pine. $656,000. Rofo,
Yes.
we entered one of those $25 leagues, right?
Yes,
And isn't the top prize $25,000?
it is indeed.
Hey, yes, sir. Look, somebody's going to win that. Somebody is going to win that.
Somebody's got to win.
That's right.
Look, I do these commercials. It might as well be, now I'm supposed to say you, but I'm not going to say that. It might as well be me. It might as well be me, all right? Be like Chris Prince at FanDuel.com. They're the leader in one-week fantasy football leagues for real money, immediate cash payouts, no season-long commitment. Do you have a quarterback yet? Have you picked a quarterback yet?
I do. I'm going tried and true with Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
Matt
see,
Ryan, ride the
now let me
horse.
tell you something. You might say, oh, he had the great week last week. You might not have the great week this week. No, you ride that horse. He's got the hot hand. The hot hand. Now, I would also like to put in a request.
Rob Ford
Please,
also
Rofo.
has a hot hand.
Yes.
Rofo,
Yes.
you get that? I don't want a Redskin on that lineup this week, okay? I don't want any Redskins.
It's
I know
taken
you're a
care of.
homer.
It's
I know,
taken care of.
and I don't want any New York Giants.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want any
Tough
Dallas
break.
Cowboys, okay? So I don't want any of those three teams muddling up my lineup. I want you to go with the fresh, the new,
Why don't you go
the
ahead and
Seahawks,
just-
the
yeah.
Falcons.
Take
huh?
out the Eagles, too, and just rule out a whole division.
The Eagle. You know what? I would have no problem ruling out a whole division.
All
Let
right,
me get back to
NFC
the
East,
commercial.
no, none of them.
FanDuel is paying out more than $10 million every single week this NFL season, but you can't win if you don't play, so get started today. Remember, FanDuel.com, and there's a new user special. You click the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, use our code TMOS, and the first 50 to use the TMOS code, get their deposit matched up to $200. That's free money. FanDuel.com, where every week is a new season. That's FanDuel.com. Sign up today and get ready Monday when I come into this studio and I tell you that I have won the top prize of $25,000.
I believe it's going to happen.
I can't
Mike.
wait for that day when Mike comes in and he's handing out cigars and Hershey bars to everybody.
That's right.
Because
Let me tell
he's
you.
Mr. Big Bucks.
Mr. Big Shot.
Hey, Mr. Big Shot.
Let me tell you something, Rofo.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to make him care. Are you ready for this?
Oh, here we go.
If we
Oh,
happen
boy.
to hit the big prize, if you put a lineup in there for me that wins $25,000, I will buy you a Subway sub at the closest Subway to the studio.
Well, that sounds fantastic.
Mike,
Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate it.
Is that a
son.
$5 foot loan?
how about this? And you can decline this, but if it exceeds 25,000, 25,000 and a penny or more, 6 foot
Okay.
sub.
Rob?
6 foot sub.
You like to push it? No, the
Well,
$5 foot long, and then maybe if we go over 25 grand, maybe a chai tea latte. It's
Now you're splurging.
Yeah, buy your own
Shoot
chips.
the moon, baby. Shoot the moon. On the bonus show this week, we're going to talk about consumerism and the
Right.
consumer culture. I had a funny moment at the Costco. My doctor, because of my cocoon doctor who told me to work out in the pool.
Traction,
he,
baby.
He also told me to. Oh, you're not going to believe what happened yesterday. I just remember this. I didn't put this in the show prep. So we did 2 shows yesterday, and it's around 2:30, 3 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
I decide it's time to roll across the street to the pool. Now, this
you
is
don't
my
literally roll, do you?
This is my abandoned pool. This is the pool that is gorgeous, and nobody in the community uses it.
A crocodile could move in and no one would know.
I consider this. Yes, exactly what I was thinking. It's like my private pool.
What it is, Oscar, it's an infinity pool that if you look at it just right, it seems to connect with the drainage ditch.
So I roll across the street and get about halfway there, and I hear, and I'm like,
uh-oh.
Cue the Napoleon sigh. I go,
Oh, man.
there are 2 people at the pool. Who's at my pool? Who's at my pool? Well, it was 2 people that live in the neighborhood. They are not full-time residents, but they come down there and they're vacationing. So that's when you use the pool.
Sure.
When the vacationers come down here. And so I go around the corner. I hear them before I see them. And I go, and I've got my little rubber noodle, my little plastic noodle.
It's foam,
that I'm
isn't
going to
it?
hang on. It's foam. It's
What color is it?
Huh?
What color is it?
It's the same color as the pictures that you bastards put up for our cover page.
Nothing to do with that.
It is the exact product.
That's a
It
Matthew
is the
Bloom
exact
production.
product. It is the exact same product, and I was so. And those old ladies that are in the pool going,
Now we're going to stretch. Here we go. Yes, we're doing a little thing. Yay, we're going to do our little stretch.
and I walk around the corner, and I S you not. He is sitting on the shallow end of the pool on the steps. And
Sitting on the steps?
Under his arm, his wife is on a chaise lounge. I didn't even notice her because I was
Darling.
staring at him.
Darling,
And
I'm
he
sunning
has-
myself.
And you know what he has?
What?
He has the same noodle.
Hey!
That means you have the same doctor.
That's right.
Or maybe many doctors are prescribing this. I didn't get to that. I should have asked him that. And I said, and then I used the line right out of the birdcage, Rob. I swear to God, this was my direct quote.
What'd you
I
say?
said, cause I had to say something.
Of course.
And because he's got the friggin' noodle and I've got the noodle, and I go, fellow sufferer. I swear to God, can that sound any more nerd douche at the same time? Oh, fellow sufferer.
Oscar, I'm wondering now if it could be they have the same doctor, or just do all doctors get a kickback from Whammo? And they're just trying to move some noodles.
So true.
So,
Did you guys do your exercises together?
Oh, that would
No,
have been great.
I said, so you're dealing with back issues as well? He said, yeah. He said, and then he goes into what his issue was, and he's not. He wasn't 90. He was like a guy in his 50s, like me. So it was like I was kind of commiserating. Maybe a little longer in the tooth. I'm
How
not
about
sure,
his
but
wife?
not much older than me. What's that?
Was his wife younger or older?
Okay. See, I live here. Okay.
I know you do.
Okay, Braveheart. I live here, and you're going to go down this road. I want you to stop.
Okay.
Because I told him about the podcast, and I don't
Okay.
want you to
Did
do
she
a
look
whole
like-
horny Bob
Did
Spiewak
she
thing
look
about the
like
wife.
his niece or his mom?
She was in very, very good shape. Very, very good condition.
all right.
She needed
And,
no noodles.
Yes, exactly. So, and very nice, and she was very nice, and I chatted
the
them
noodles.
up. And my problem was, I'm chatting the guy up, and I step into the pool, and my foot slips.
Oh, you didn't break your hip.
No, but I completely tweaked the spot I was trying to traction.
Oh, no.
And I swear to God, I'm like, well, I did it yesterday, and I find that it's working pretty. Oh God, it's working pretty well for me, and I'm sitting there going, I'm not going to get out of the pool because I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk, and I'm doing that, and then I just went into the deep end of the pool, and I just hung on this thing for maybe like 25 minutes, tractioning my back, and sure enough, it helped a little bit. It hasn't fixed it, but I mean, I think it's working, but I'm not 100% sure.
Now, was he
know?
tractioning? Because you said he was sitting on the stairs.
He was sitting there,
He's
and then
thinking
later on,
about
he
it.
went to the metal, and he kind of sat. He got in a squat position and
Right.
let his back hang that way. He was
Okay.
doing it that way. And then I do a thing where I have to not only hang from it, but I do walking
forwards and backwards in waist level water to. You guys are keeping it together. I appreciate that. As I'm talking about that, I do that to. Those are my other exercises that I have to do.
The last time I saw
pool.
a man in a pool doing that was Terrell Owens in his prime when he was working out for the NFL because he wanted that resistance training.
Yeah,
what you're doing.
It's hardly noticeable.
Yeah.
The only time it's noticeable is when you get out of the pool.
Okay.
Because then gravity takes hold, and in my particular case, that's when, okay, we gotta support the stomach now. Oh God!
There was another layer to this. Have you ever thought of getting those parachutes that you run with? But you said you could walk. And
I've seen what you're talking about
You're
at
not
NFL
gonna be
training
able
camps.
to do that.
Are
because
you
have to
smoking?
run-
Hold on a second. Are you smoking crack?
I mean, if we're rebuilding
what, you want me to go,
from within.
let's not just get the parachute, Oscar. Let's go get a hill profile. Let's go out to the local mountaintop and have me run up it like I do, like I'm an NFL tight end, for God's sake.
What might be easier than a parachute, and I'm not sure that his head is in the right place. Do you have any bungee cords?
Well, no, I figure you jump on that golf cart and you start moving. That parachute's going to hold you back. You see how fast you can go.
And
Yes,
then you're
that's
just
right.
doing
Well,
a
maybe
back
with the
turn.
golf cart, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And hey, then it'd be like I have my own dragster. Where they
there you
release
go.
that.
When
and
you
go
do
out
your
there.
resistance walking back and forth, do you wear any sort of aqua shoe?
Yeah, I do. In fact, that was at the. How do you know that? How did you know that?
I'm just guessing that all that.
No, really. How did you know that? I didn't before, but the doctor said
It'll tear
if
your
you
feet
want to
up.
if you want to get better traction,
Yeah.
you put on the aqua shoe. And I got a Costco aqua shoe that I bought for like $14, and I wear those now.
They're
and
perfect for traction in the pool or when you're looking for sand dollars.
I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember that.
So you mentioned Costco. What was going on there yesterday?
So I rolled into Costco. Mrs. O'Mara is gone. She's left me. I think it's fine for everybody to know
That's
that.
sad.
She took the power of attorney and rolled.
She took the power of attorney and she's abandoned me down here. No, she's up in Maine with her grandfather right now and having a wonderful old time with the baby and doing a lot of FaceTime, a ton of FaceTime.
You do that more than anyone. I remember when we were in Las Vegas, you would FaceTime her before you would even do a phone call.
I love it. It's absolutely the greatest thing in the world. And to see my little guy, it's the only way to go. So I'm doing my own grocery shopping, and I really am kind of all over the place. And I made a mistake 2 days ago when I was in the Costco. I felt like grabbing some beef, and I went into the beef section.
Yeah.
And anybody that's ever shopped in Costco, Rob, you'll back me up on this. You can have 13 people in the Costco, and inevitably 7 of them will be at the beef section, standing in front of it, going, duh,
and that's
staring at it for like 20 minutes. Am I right?
With the exception of paper towels and soda, I bet at your Costco the meat is as far away from the front door as anything.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Because
Yes,
they
it
want to
is.
make you walk the racetrack and get back
Right.
there.
You gotta
The
get in
meat is a
there.
destination,
And
they've got
people-
the same 10 kinds of meat always.
And people look at it like they are tards at an ATM.
Yep.
They stare at the thing and they're so incredibly slow. So all I'm trying to do between 80 and 85, and I'm talking about the ages,
Right.
is just get a little window because I want to grab me one of those nice steaks they have. Okay.
yes.
And so I go in.
New York strip?
And no, went for the tenderloin. Went for the
yeah,
tenderloin.
you did.
Yeah,
That's the
nice.
only way you roll.
And I get up to the front, and this is something that I hate about Costco.
What?
I get up to the front, and I'm checking out, and they say, "Oh, your subscription has run out."
Oh,
And are they conjuring with that?
Get
Do
ready
you
to
have to
bend
renew?
over.
Do you have to renew every 3 months? What's going on
No,
with
it
that?
should
Because
be
I thought
yearly. Should be
well, it
yearly.
doesn't feel like yearly. It feels like every other month. They're
You know
giving me
why?
that.
Because you only go, as I only go, maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
you're
go
like,
more than that. I probably
You
go
do?
more. I go
Oh.
probably. I probably go monthly. I probably go
I get
monthly.
everything
Yeah.
I get is from Amazon now. It's
Yes.
it's pointless to go to Costco.
Okay. All right. Now I know. All right. Now that was Mr. What that was for you listeners at home. That was Mr. Santana laying the big guilt on Mr. Speedwagon. All right.
I'm numb to it
Amazon.
now, Mike. You deserve that steak.
They do get you. They do get you though, because out of the blue, you're like, okay, I'll just go and take care of this. And like, but wait, you got to spend your $100 for the gold membership before
It
you
sucks
can check
because
out.
you know what? And my feeling is after you should have an initiation. I'm fine with that. But then every year,
That's just pure profit that they don't need, in my humble opinion.
What
That's
do you
the way
think
I
should
look
be
at it.
involved in the initiation? Like a paddling?
I think you should strip down to your BVDs, and you should be paddled, and they should write the Greek letters of Costco into your chest and light them on
Greek
fire.
letters of Costco.
Yes,
and you must
absolutely.
never reveal the initiation, Mike.
Right, yeah.
Big
K Gamma Consumer.
Big flaming C on your chest.
Right, exactly. Costco. So I didn't process the amount until I got home, and I said that seemed, even with that $100 membership, it seemed very high. And I realized when I got home, because I was not paying attention, that I had purchased 4 steaks, maybe 5, that were USDA Prime.
Ooh.
And
Hey,
my little package of steak. Do you know what it cost
Can I guess? Can I guess?
Go ahead.
I'll guess $60.
$45.
Oh yeah, so they were because they're the smaller tenderloins, but that's a lot of money.
$45. And
How much?
then
Why does it cost so much?
because
it's
it's
the top
USDA Prime beef. It's the most
top
expensive
The
shelf.
beef
best.
you
I thought
buy.
Kobe beef was the best.
Kobe beef is probably more expensive. It's the
Is he
the
still
next one
playing?
down from that.
Yeah, he's not so well though.
Beef. But I
It's
will tell you
off-season.
something. So yesterday I took one of these little tenderloins out, and for lunch I sliced it up nice and thin so it would cook quicker.
Yeah, you did.
And I threw it. I did it. You know when I did it? I did it between the shows yesterday.
Oh,
when we were
wow.
taping.
Boom, bam.
Jesus, really?
Rob, do you remember yesterday when we were in between shows and I turned the camera away?
Yeah.
Do you remember when I did that?
I do. I was wondering.
I
why
was
you
getting
did
my
it.
beef on when I did that. I didn't want you guys to watch. I turned the camera away when I was doing it. I was getting my beef.
You know
on
what?
when
I would
did
do
that.
the exact same. There are certain grand things that all fat people share, and I think the biggest fear is to be seen eating. That's
right.
a bad
You don't
one.
want to be seen
Like,
eating
do-
at all.
would you ever-
Not alone. You don't want to be seen eating alone.
If you can go and go back to when you did appearances and stuff, would you ever eat an appearance? I
Not-
never ate
not
an
on-
appearance.
not
No.
unless
You know
unless
what?
I was so incredibly ravenous, I wouldn't want anybody to see.
Yeah.
me.
There's a barbecue place up the street here, right? It's phenomenal. And they have seating that's facing the window, the glass onto Wisconsin Avenue. There's never a fat man there, ever. And
No.
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
I'm like, why doesn't anybody sit there? I sit there all the time.
Because all the
Because
fat people are at Fuddruckers.
fat people.
I swear.
That Fixin's bar.
Go to Fuddruckers. It's
Let me
great.
say,
They're all
here's
hanging at
some
the
tells.
cheese pump.
These are tells. These are tells for fat people. Fat people will buy an amount of food occasionally that is far more than for just a single serving.
Yes.
And they will lie and say, oh boy, having a party, huh? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
It's my son's birthday. I don't have
the party's
a son.
the party is gonna be under the shade tree in the back rear of your parking lot next to the dumpster, facing away from people, where no one will be able to see us. eat.
God.
Another
That's
great,
exactly
two
what it
other great fat person characteristics. I'm guilty of them both. If you've ever taken any sort of medication with food instead of a fluid. Like if you want to take 2 Excedrin and you
There
take
you
it with
go.
a bite
Yeah.
of something.
Take your
that's one.
diabetes pills, but take it with a big burger.
And the other thing is people, skinny people eat dessert all the time. I'm sure this happens. But fat people love to combine desserts. What are you going to have? I'm going to have some cookies and some ice cream.
Well,
That's
the thing is, if
Not just
you know
one
what,
cookie.
fat people are responsible for Ben and Jerry's because it's
Yes!
like you can put anything in ice cream.
You can.
That's what happened. It's fantastic.
you know,
love it.
beef tenderloin
love it.
ice cream.
Oh, okay. So I sat there and go, oh, what an idiot. But I got it. I might as well try it. And let me tell you, if you, Rob Spiewak, if you have any desire, or Oscar, to get USDA Prime,
Yes.
I will tell you, as much as I paid for that, I am telling you it was the most incredible beef experience I have had in my life. And I'm talking about when we got the freebies at the high-dollar steakhouses.
Right.
Nothing compares to this.
No,
it
it's good.
was butter. It was like butter.
One time,
Yes.
the last
Food
time I
porn.
bought those was when we were hosting our supper club at our house, and I bought them like 4 days out and dry aged them, and
Oh,
then
my
cooked them on the
God.
grill. And you know what? It made
Did you- now-
it made
now
the
they
reverse
have-
mortgage worth it.
Now, wait a minute. They have the tenderloins that are really, really good there. Did you get the USDA Prime?
Yes, and
Oh,
it's almost
my God.
you don't need to chew.
What do you
that's
have to dry?
incredible.
How do you dry age something?
You actually leave it in a isolated container in your refrigerator, and
You actually put it in Joan Rivers' casket.
No, that's
No,
not
I'm sorry. Too soon.
How
Too
dare
soon.
you?
I
It lets
apologize.
the
That's
water
terrible.
of the steak sort of evaporate out, and if you do it for about 4 or 5 days, it will lower the weight of the steak and give you a more intense flavor because the water leaves the steak.
Good to know.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Very good.
And the good news is you'll eat that like in the year 2014. It'll still be in your intestines in 2028.
That's I'm still wearing it.
Yes, I will take a break and come back with news you may not need. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody.
I've got a great idea, Joe. You're familiar with the Omeracast?
Yes, it's the Marcus Serta show where he plays highlights from all the more network shows.
Well, I want our show, the Rob and Joe Show, to be an Omeracast highlight show.
So you want a show that plays highlights of a highlight show.
Highlights from a highlight show. Genius.
That's the worst idea you've ever had.
Well, thank you. Here's every week at robandjoeshow.com, on iTunes, Stitcher, and on the new Mike O'Mara Show app.
For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Listen to me. I love my Sleep Number bed. You got to check out the Sleep Number dual air technology for custom firmness and Sleep IQ technology. The Sleep IQ technology uses sensors to track and optimize your sleep. It will give you the best night's sleep ever. It is the smartest bed in the world, and you'll wonder how you slept without it. By the end of this week, my dear sweet 94-year-old Mamo will be enjoying her twin extra-long Sleep Number bed.
Extra long? Is she tall?
Well, they have to get them to get the little flex platform. You get the
okay.
slightly longer one. That's the way it
God,
goes.
they can do everything.
My Sleep Number setting is an 80. Carlos is an 85. There's only one place in the world to find the Sleep Number bed with Sleep IQ technology, and that is a Sleep Number store. You can come in right now. You'll find the C2 Queen mattress with Sleep IQ technology. It starts at just $999.98. No better sleep. Find your Sleep Number setting today at any of the 450 Sleep Number stores nationwide. You can find one near you by calling 800-511-0061. That number again is 800-511-0061. Don't forget to tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you, and I would love to hear from you if you get one, everybody. Please do.
From around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window, the Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, news you may not need.
Actor Shia LaBeouf pleaded guilty Wednesday to a disorderly conduct stemming from an incident at a Broadway show this summer. This kid has been periodically in trouble.
This is a great segue, Mike, because his last name actually means the beef.
Yes, like the Costco USDA Prime.
Yeah, LaBeouf.
LaBeouf was charged with criminal trespassing and 2 counts of disorderly conduct after he allegedly disrupted a performance of Cabaret at Studio 54. We went to see Cabaret at Studio 54.
I saw it twice. I took my dad to see it. It was a great show.
You know, at the beginning, I will always remember at the beginning of Cabaret at Studio 54, the cast comes out, and Brooke Shields was in it. And this was a few years back, and she came out, and she stretched. They do like dancers warming up. Oh, my God, that was a great opening to that show.
Yeah,
I love that.
Excellent.
The 28-year-old actor, who has been in treatment for alcoholism since his arrest, is required to continue that treatment for another 3 months under the deal. Let me see. Additionally, if LaBeouf stays out of trouble for 6 months, he can withdraw the guilty plea, and the case will be dismissed. I wish the guy luck.
What happened?
I mean,
Yeah.
child
He's
star.
a jerk face.
He's a jerk face, but you know what? What the
So
hell?
was
He gets
Robert
his
Downey
act
Jr.
together.
at one point.
That's
true.
And now look, he's
Absolutely.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
What was supposed to be a routine procedure ended up causing the death of Joan Rivers, and a medical source tells the New York Daily News that apparently they did something that normally is not done on an outpatient basis. According to this source, the doctor and the star's entourage performed an unplanned biopsy after she went in for routine surgery.
Really?
Holy yes.
Yeah, the source says Rivers' air supply was cut off when her vocal cords seized during the unplanned procedure at the Yorkville Endoscopy Clinic in New York. She died a week later. A biopsy like that should only be done in a hospital setting, according to the source.
You know what? This is like an Elvis thing. She had a doctor under her, I'm sure, that really was sort of starstruck and said, can't you just do this here? And you know what? He probably fell under that, I bet.
If she'd been in a hospital when it happened, she might have been okay. Now, listen, This is unnamed sources. You don't know whether it's true or not.
Theorization too, but still.
So the case is being reviewed by state health officials. We may know more as that goes on. All right, here's what I've been looking forward to all day. All right,
good.
Bear with me. This is a little bit of a long one because I'm going to do a lot of quoting here.
All right.
Rolling Stone published an essay called "The Kardashians."
Oh, good.
The egos that ate America. In this, they dissect and rip apart the family quite brilliantly. This is a great author. I wish I had the credit. I didn't write it down. He notes in this article that they are starting their 7th year as TV stars.
Wow.
Far outlasting the usual shelf life of reality franchises like The Hills and Jersey Shore. And then he gives a pretty good spot-on explanation why. Here are some excerpts.
Okay,
Are you ready?
Excellent. Go.
The Kardashians are the last ladies standing in reality TV because they've simply always believed they were celebrities. Endlessly amused with themselves. Endlessly oblivious to one another.
Wow.
Their vanity is impervious to the outside world. Their gargantuan egos, their petty jealousies, their catty feuds, the effort versus eye roll they put into reciting their lines, their commitment to frivolity at all costs. These are seductive qualities in a reality TV star, however repugnant they might be in real life. They do not learn, grow, mature, suffer, any of that HBO Sunday night business. They do, however, take pole dancing classes, and they get mad when mom crashes pole dancing classes.
Yes.
There are hardly any ex-fans of the Kardashians because all they ever promised is what they keep delivering. A journey into the American ego at its most luridly monstrous, with lots of shopping. I like that. I'm giving that a big round of applause.
I'll still watch.
I know you will.
Keep us updated.
Oh,
Help us keep up.
When they were in Thailand, and I'm just catching up now, so if you're a big fan, excuse me, I apologize. I'm a little behind. When they were in Thailand, there's one episode that Kim meets a young girl at a Taiwanese orphanage.
Okay.
And she starts talking about possibly adopting her, and I sat there and I said, "Is this real? Do you really want to take that girl back to Hollywood?"
Yeah, and nice that Kim actually really thought about the girl's feelings by doing that on camera.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what a sensitive, non-egomaniacal bitch she is.
That's
Isn't
the way
that
you want to
wonderful?
You want to handle adoptions on pay
Is
cable.
North really going to like her Taiwanese sister?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Basic cable.
And and what about Jesus when he finds that out? I mean, forget it, right? In an interview on Canadian TV, a host asked Mike Tyson if him meeting troubled Toronto Mayor Rob Ford could hurt Ford's chance for re-election, since he's a convicted rapist.
Yeah.
Now, that is an a-hole move on the part of the... I'm not defending Mike Tyson ever, but that is an a-hole move on the part of the live TV interviewer.
Right.
It's a slow burn, but Mike Tyson gets a little hot, and Rob's got the clip. Listen to how Iron Mike reacts
This
to this.
is Canadian TV, Mike's Nathan Downer.
Some of your critics would say, there's a race for mayor. We know you're a convicted rapist. This could hurt his campaign. How would you respond to that?
Hey, I don't know who said that. You're the only one I heard say that. You know what I mean? And I don't have no comment to that, because it's negative, and you're being negative. And it's so interesting because you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of
Hey, come on.
No, that was a piece of you. That was a piece of
we're doing live TV.
Hey, I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
All right, you got a show that you're doing tonight.
We are.
A lot of people
are. It's raw and it's the real truth.
Yeah, a lot of people
the truth.
Is it nerve-wracking for you to do something like this, or is it more nervous for you to box? How does it compare?
I don't know. It's more nerve-wracking for me here talking to a rap piece of like you.
Come on, Mike.
Oh, wow.
All right, we're gonna wrap up this interview. Thank you for coming in.
F you, he says, right on live TV.
The guy was stammering.
Well, the guy brought it on himself. I mean, come on. I know he's been convicted. He did his time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's decorum. You're basically calling the guy out on live TV. It was an a-hole move.
And Rob Ford, not our Rob Ford.
No, not Rofo.
Yeah, not Rofo, but Rob Ford. The only thing that might keep him out is this abdominal tumor that he's in the hospital for now.
Oh,
maybe
really?
That's, if it was like a 70 or 80 pound tumor, it would explain a lot.
The tumor.
I don't have a tumor.
He could be really a skinny guy.
OK Cupid just released 2 graphs that basically summarize everything you'll ever need to know about dating. One graph shows a woman's age, versus the age of the men she finds most attractive. The other shows a man's age versus the age of the women he finds most attractive. For women, there's a very clear trend. At pretty much every age, they're most attracted to men who are around their same age.
Okay.
For men, there's also a clear trend. At every age, they're most attracted to women in their early 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, that's prime time right
It makes
there.
good sense.
That's
It's
USDA.
mind-blowing. Every man
That is.
Every man between the ages of 20 and 50, and you know when you're old? When you're no longer being included in the charts. Thank you.
That's fine.
Every man between the ages of 20 and 50 is most attracted to a woman between 20 and 24. The only age when women are most attracted to someone who's not that close to their age are once they hit their mid-40s. At that point, women like younger men. But by younger, we mean early 40s, not 20. A spokesman from OkCupid, that's a really that's a real medical site, isn't it?
It is.
They said, it's kind of terrible for women. From the time you're 22, you'll be less hot than a 20-year-old based on this data. So that's just a thing. There you go. So that's it.
You have to think of all the free drinks you had when you were in your 20s.
That's right. Well said, Oscar.
Brilliant. And now a little something. A woman in Michigan shoplifted $600 from a Walmart earlier this week and actually might have gotten away with it if she wasn't so damn lazy. 46-year-old Shirley Mason of Fruitport Township, Michigan, filled up 6 plastic grocery bags with clothes at Walmart and managed to get out of the store undetected. Then she called some people trying to get a ride, but no one would come. Shirley didn't feel like walking. That's not us speculating. That's she literally wound up telling the cops later, I didn't feel like walking. So she hopped on one of Walmart's motorized wheelchairs and took off. Wow. Another customer spotted her slowly rolling out of the parking lot in the wheelchair and called the cops. By the time they tracked Shirley down, she'd made it 2 miles.
Atta girl.
Yeah, Shirley. She was arrested for stealing the $600 worth of clothes and the $1,200 wheelchair. A thief in a wheelchair. You know what we call that in Florida?
What?
Tuesday. Thank you very much. We'll take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
If you break my heart, I'll go.
Hey, I'm Tony Perkins.
I'm Gary Stein.
And this week on the Tony Perkins Show featuring Gary Stein, the lovely, the vivacious, the multi-talented Annie Yu.
Yes, and next week we have Annie Me. What, is that wrong?
Annie Yu from Fox 5. Please listen to the Tony Perkins Show.
Featuring Gary Stein, I mean well.
Yeah, at least this week.
It's the Tony Perkins Show featuring Gary Stein.
Hi. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. You need life insurance. Can I do the encore commercial as Gary Stein?
I think we require it, yeah.
Hi, you need life insurance, but you haven't bought it yet. Why? No more excuses. Today's the day. I'm Gary Stein.
And Encore will make it easy. Encore surveys the top companies in the insurance industry to compare premiums. That's right, Gary. It's fast and it's easy.
And there's no obligation, no salesman, and it's free.
That's right, Gary. Just call toll-free at 866-347-5748 to get a free life insurance quote, or visit smartterm.com. What will they find there, Gary Stein?
You'll find the customer service and license and disclaimer information.
Encore Insurance Services, LLC. Check them out as a favor to us, but mostly for yourself. And please do it today. Without further ado, let's open up the Audio Vault for Thursday, September 11, a very somber day, and a day that I hope everybody takes a moment and reflects on the people that we lost 13 years ago. Take it away, Rob.
And the people that we lost just recently. A sad day for the people, the ladies, Mike, and actually anyone who appreciates physical beauty. We lost Richard Kiel. And perhaps you remember him. He played Jaws in a couple James Bond movies.
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah, and he was also in Happy Gilmore. This is one of my favorite scenes. Do you remember him in The Longest Yard as Samson?
Oh, the guards. We get to play the guards. He's the guy that says that, right?
And they break his nose in one of the games. And
you broke my effing nose.
Burt Reynolds fixes it.
You broke my nose. You bastard! You broke my nose.
Calm down, Samson. Calm down. I'm gonna fix it for you. All right?
Hey, I don't want to play this game. You broke my nose.
I'm gonna fix it. There we go.
How does it look?
Oh, it looks 100% better, doesn't it? 100%? Oh, yeah.
Later on.
The original longest yard kick.
I've actually seen that film, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That movie holds up. That is a funny movie.
Richard Kiel on talk shows later on revealed that he was actually made ill when he played Jaws because the props department let his teeth rust that they put into his mouth.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so think about that the next time you see him in a Bond film. Mike, do you remember this classic German pop record? I'm sure you've played it.
99 Luft Balloons.
Exactly.
Nena.
Or if you want to be really specific, 99 Luftballons.
Luftballons. I love this song.
This song is a great song.
And it means
I
99
really love it.
red balloons, right?
It's a great song.
So there's this internet artist or YouTube guy. His name is Andrew Huang.
Wang.
He actually took 99 red balloons.
Hey, Wang, where'd you get those balloons?
And Mike, he played 99.
Hey, get that many balloons, you get a free bowl of soup.
He played 99 red balloons on 99 red balloons. He squeaked them. He popped them. He did everything. This is on the Mike O'Mara Show Facebook page. Check this out. This is 99 red balloons played on red balloons. Every sound is being made with a balloon. The melody is him letting the air squeak out of a filled-up balloon.
The high melody, he's doing it that way?
That's so
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that Wang that's doing this?
Andrew Wang.
Hey, Wang.
Hey, Wang. It's a parking lot.
I'll take 4 of these, 6 of those, 7 of those pennants. All right, go ahead.
I very seldom watch in on the show that used to be the Regis show. Now it's Kelly and Michael Strahan.
Michael Strahan.
Yes.
But every now and then
I
there's
can't
something
tolerate
funny.
that show at all. Have the ratings plummeted on that show, by the way?
They have.
Nobody watches that show.
No,
anymore.
it's back to essentially, and when I look at it now, it feels like a local New York morning show the way it started.
Yeah,
but
they don't have any chemistry.
I think that Kelly sort of has a little bit of dirty birdie in her yesterday because, of course, like all shows, yesterday they were talking about the new iPhone 6.
5.5 inches.
But then can you show me what that is in terms of? Gelman, do you have anything on you that might indicate what 5.5 inches looks like?
This pen. How about
That's
that?
5.5 inches?
Maybe 5.
Well, that's very underwhelming. This is the extra large.
It'll be big.
It'll be big.
I don't think you'll want the extra large.
Oh, I think I do.
No. It'll fit your purse.
Oh, you have no idea how big my purse is.
Wow. Meanwhile, during that segment, Michael Strahan is just walking in circles. There's nothing for him to do there.
Right, exactly.
Spotlight on Florida, Mike. Her name is Gina Briggs, and she was awakened by someone using a leaf blower, and she did not like this. The leaf blower was operated by a guy named Carlos Rapicchio, and she approached the man with the leaf blower with a gun and told him, do not use this leaf blower when I'm asleep. Carlos tells us the story.
Say, I gotta work here. I had to do it. She said, I don't care. Get out of here because I'm killing you. And I say, what? And she said, yeah. And she take the gun out and she point to me like that. She just look crazy. And the face, the eyes is bigger like that. And I say, are you happy now? She said, yeah, but you had to get out of here.
Yeah, you got to get out of there, man.
What a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bad lady.
The guy's doing his job. A landscaper's doing his job.
He's doing a job that she wouldn't do.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
she won't blow anything.
No.
Did they arrest the C?
Yes.
Oh, good. Very
Absolutely.
good. Okay.
And he's
Excellent.
running free. Bless his heart. Again, his name, Carlos Rapicchio, Mike.
You just played that because his
He
English was
didn't
so
care about
poor.
the scene.
No,
I'm with you, Oscar.
no.
I'm with you.
It's a
I
great
care about
story.
the working
Yeah,
man that's being
exactly.
persecuted by
He
the
said,
C with the gun,
hey,
and Oscar's
hey,
like,
Pa, listen to this immigrant. He can barely speak English. Isn't it hilarious?
See, I'm just glad justice was served, Mike.
There
That's
you
all
go.
I'm
I know
saying.
you are, Rob. Absolutely.
Jeff Goldblum was asked to make up lyrics to the theme to Jurassic Park.
In Jurassic Park, scary in the dark. I'm so scared that I'll be eaten.
So those are pretty good. And
That's good. I like that throwaway.
We close with Seth Meyers talking about the new Apple Watch.
Are you guys excited about the new Apple Watch? This is exciting. Apple's new smartwatch will provide walking directions through Apple Maps and will vibrate to let wearers know when they have to turn. It's also water resistant for when Apple Maps inevitably leads them into the ocean.
And I've been asked to remind you that even though it is water resistant, if you wear it in the pool, don't worry, it will not sink. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
This concludes our broadcast day, but dry your eyes. It's not goodbye, just so long. You can always write us a letter. Send it to TMOS, P.O. Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177. If you want to be in that great mailbag you heard today, send it along to the Jolly One, Rob at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, the official TMOS e-voice line remains at 800-440-8167. Everybody in TMOS land, remember to join us tomorrow. We have a major announcement. We want you all to be here for that. Something special coming. Join us for that. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
This episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Watch your favorite shows anytime, anywhere with Hulu Plus on your TV or on the go with your smartphone or tablet. Shows like Family Guy, Once Upon a Time, New Girl, Scandal, and more. Right now, you can try Hulu Plus for free for 2 weeks when you go to huluplus.com/TMOS or click the banner on our website. That's huluplus.com/TMOS. Now scram.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.